So thank you for sitting with me, Ben.
Glad to be here.
Yes, here, right. So we're at SUGCON in Berlin.
Beautiful, sunny Berlin.
You just finished your talk, and I want to make sure I get an explanation from you for the community what it is that you showed off.
So Leprechaun is a code generation tool using Roslyn code generation, which Roslyn's a .NET compiler, the .NET compiler.
Right.
And you would write little CSX files, which are C# scripts. And these files are big string builders. And with the Leprechaun library, I've actually provided example ones for synthesis and habitat.
This is different than a T4 template. It's not a...
Right. T4 templates require Visual Studio to build. With Leprechaun's CSX files, you essentially build out these little code files. You can put whatever C# code you want in them. Leprechaun provides a string builder in there. So what you want to do is you put in exactly how you want this template to look, and then just do a whole bunch of .append lines. So similar to T4, you know what's going to be built, and you get all of that power, all the power of C# and all the power of a templating engine.
Is there a lot of need to be building your models at runtime or prior to runtime?
Let me ask you this. Have you ever encountered a merge conflict in a giant model file before?
Never.
Never, I know. It's the best feeling in the world. Well, the good thing about Leprechaun, since it doesn't require Sitecore to be on, all it does is it's reading serialized YAML files from Unicorn and Rainbow. It doesn't require your Sitecore instance to be on, and you can run it before the build. So you don't have to check in these model files anymore. The only merge conflicts you'll get are in the Rainbow YAML files, but those are easy to resolve.
What level of expertise do you need to actually get started with this?
Really none. It's more of a DevOps-y thing for the initial setup. If you check out the repo on GitHub, you would just download it through the Releases tab. It's a zip file that has the exe and the base configuration in it. You would extract this to a build folder or a tools folder, a lib folder, somewhere in your solution. Somewhere in the repository, but not necessarily in the solution. It's a build tool, so you don't want to deploy this to your web server. Once it's been extracted, you can add calling the exe as a pre-build task in an MS Build project.
Like a gulp task or...
Gulp task. It also has one other really cool function. It's watch. So in the course of your development, and you have Unicorn running in the background, and right now it only supports Unicorn. If you wanted to make it support TDS or something in the future, it's open source. I'll leave that up to you. So it's always watching the disk for those Rainbow files to be updated. So I've actually gone the entire course of completing a feature where I created the layouts, and I start building out the templates. I've started editing the Razor view. All of this without building once. Every time I save any sort of change in Sitecore to that template, my model's already been regenerated. So I can just start playing around with it in the Razor view, no problems at all. And then at the end, when everything's been built out, the template is finished, layout's done, and my models just keep regenerating, I hit save, I hit build, and I go see my end result. I've saved so much time building features this way. It's been great.
And I think the other thing too, so you're relying on Unicorn, which I know, so you're messing with your templates, you hit save, Unicorn is automatically syncing that. And then your watcher is then automatically building that. So this is how quick is this?
It's really, really quick. So the way it's configured, each module in your project would have its own mini config, I guess you could call it. It's a light configuration that's just referencing a base config. And these little mini configs tell Leprechaun which templates are related to that module. So if you have a big Helix solution that has a whole bunch of these projects, it'll take a little bit longer than other projects. But when I say a little bit longer, these models still regenerate in about a second.
So you're generating class files or you're generating binaries?
It's generating class files. It can honestly generate whatever you want. The way the synthesis templates work out of the box is it generates CS files, or the output is a CS file that contains classes and interfaces, because that's what works with synthesis. With Habitat, the default config for Habitat, that one just gives you the the structs and the constants, because that's what Habitat wants. It's really, really flexible. You can even mix and match a little bit.
So for anybody who's out there, maybe they're, leaning, give me your elevator pitch for that last get the kick to get them over the line.
Well, if you want something that's flexible, easy to use, easy to customize, and you really want to get rid of those merge conflicts and reduce bulk in your solution, Leprechaun's really the thing for you. It can be used at any phase in your build, and it can empower you to keep your models and everything up to date really, really easily.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.